I mean, everybody's like, man, they know he got no chance. Tank told you a couple of days earlier, hey, you not going the distance. Y'all shake, very little 250, whatever the case may be. You go into that fight, you know Tank's a slow starter, builds up as the fight progresses. Know he's trying to land, hook to the body, come up top with it. I thought even without the knockdown, I thought he won it. I thought he had. I mean, look, I know Tank landed punches, but Roach was the more aggressive fighter.
We will never see that fight happen again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero.
Shannon Sharpe didn't hold back in criticizing Gervonta Davis for avoiding a rematch with Lamont Roach. He argued that the fight must happen, especially since Roach would have won if the knockdown had been counted. Sharpe called out Davis for dodging tough fights, insisting that it's time to stop avoiding real challenges and give fans the rematch they deserve.
If they have a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, they have to, huh?
But look, there's enough fighters in that class. You got Lomachenko, you got Shakur, you got Haney, you got Garcia, you got Tank, you got Roach. Come on, man, make these damn fights happen. Stop ducking and dodging each other. What the...
Sharpe's criticism carries even more weight, as even Tank himself admitted that Lamont Roach possesses superior skills.
And you looked at him and you said, you really should have waited. You took this fight too early. You really should have waited. That's what you told him before the fight, and then you went and put him to sleep. This cat right here, Lamont Roach, he ain't saying something like that about you, is he? He's not doing that, is he?
No, but Lamont had more experience than Roach. I mean, I'm bugging. Lamont had more skills than Frank Martin, for sure.
Okay. I got you.
Many boxing fans and analysts believe Gervonta Davis will likely avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach, given his history of sidestepping tough rematches. This perspective is reinforced by his past decisions, such as not pursuing a second fight against Ryan Garcia or other high-risk opponents throughout his career.
We will never see that fight happen again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero. He will not fight Devin Haney. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Pitt Cruz again. He will not fight Lamont Roach again. He will not fight Tefimo. He will not fight Ino. He will not fight those guys. That's just not who Tank is.
It just won't happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like tough fights. It's that simple. Time and time again, we've seen it. He fought a vulnerable Ryan Garcia, took on an inexperienced Rolly Romero, and has consistently avoided matchups with elite fighters like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez.
So Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach goes to a majority decision draw, with Tank retaining his WBA lightweight title. Now, I did not score this fight a draw. I had 7-5 with Lamont Roach. I thought he had the ring generalship and effective pressure. He was landing the jab and effective combinations. Tank, as usual, had a very low output, and he was relying on one big shot. I Roach the first 3 rounds, Tank the next 3 rounds, and then Roach scored the last 6 rounds to win the fight. Not to mention, Tank did take a knee in the middle of the fight. By rule, that should have been considered a knockdown. Yes, it was to get his mouthpiece, and that's why they didn't rule it down. But anytime a fighter takes a knee, that's a knockdown. And that would have given Roach 1 more point to win the fight. Now, I'm sure they'll run it back. I mean, Lamont Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. He just had the fight of his life. He wasn't scared to go toe-to-toe with Tank. Landing his combinations, the bigger counters, and the more effective shots. He definitely deserves a second payday. Now, in the co-main event, Gary Antoine Russell put on an amazing performance. I think he won 11 or 12 rounds against Ryan Valenzuela. Great hand speed, good combinations. Masterclass to win the WBA title. And then in the featured battle, Alberto Puello beat Sandro Martin to retain his WBC title. He landed the cleaner left hands, definitely won the last 2 to 3 rounds to edge the fight. But overall, good card. I do think Roach won the fight, though.
Critics argued that Tank Davis lacked focus during his fight against Lamont Roach, suggesting his mindset wasn't fully in the ring and that it may have impacted his performance. Many fans share this sentiment, believing that distractions outside of boxing played a role in his struggles during the highly anticipated matchup.
I feel like Tank overall, like the bigger picture, he just wasn't focused for real. He, doing a lot of arguing in the ring and just a lot of stuff that wasn't like, he wasn't just focused. He wasn't all the way locked in the ring. you heard him say something like, you know, there's a lot of things going on outside the ring that he was leading up to the fight, and shit, that's natural, you know what I'm saying? It's normal. Shit, I was going through the same thing with this last fight, you know, so I just feel like he just wasn't focused.
The first bout between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach attracted considerable attention, generating a pay-per-view, PPV, by rate of 149,000. While a respectable figure, it fell short of expectations, sparking discussions about the factors that may have impacted the event's commercial success.
So, Rick Glazer is reporting that Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach sold 149,000 pay-per-view buys. And he tweeted this report at Turkey Al Sheikh. Coincidence? Truthful? Do you trust Rick Glazer's reporting on this issue? If you do, let me know why. If you don't, let me know why not. But you best believe I have a long video coming on this later today. Y'all be sure to check that out. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Before their first fight, Lamont Roach secured a contractual clause guaranteeing him an immediate rematch. Expressing his readiness and eagerness, Roach made it clear that he was prepared to face Davis again, though the timing of the rematch would ultimately depend on Davis's camp.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing it.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long will it take?
It's up to the inside and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
When asked about a potential rematch with Roach, John Davis expressed uncertainty, stating that he did not anticipate the bout happening this year. His response has left fans and analysts speculating about his next move and what the future holds for him in the ring.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
Well, what is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
Henry Garcia, a respected voice in the boxing community, voiced skepticism about Davis's performance against Roach. He pointed to the absence of longtime trainer Calvin Ford as a possible factor in Davis's struggles. Garcia also speculated that outside the ring distractions may have played a role in Davis's underwhelming showing.
There's no way you could say Tank won. There's no way.
Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't prepared for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. You know, his age is catching up to him. You know, his legs aren't there as he used to be. And, you know, he switched his trainer, you know. Could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too. So that's, there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know. But I know that something was bothering Tank because Tank is a good fighter and he's out to hurt you, But hey, Lamont Roach stood his ground, and he did a great job.
Some boxing professionals have criticized John Davis for allegedly cherry-picking opponents throughout his career. They argue that Lamont Roach, seen by some as a carefully selected opponent, presented unexpected challenges. This outcome has fueled speculation that Davis might avoid a rematch to protect his unblemished record.
I think Tank been cherry picking for a long time, but I think Tank got the talent to be an all-time great. He just don't want to have a resume for whatever reason. So I think this is gonna force him to go see people.
Step up a little
Now
bit.
It showed even his fans. It kind of took that allure off. Like, oh, this nigga not perfect. He can't just whoop anybody ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think Lamont should have won the fight on the technicality. If it wasn't a knockdown, the ref wouldn't start that count. He started counting. He only stopped because Tank told him to stop. He told that nigga no. I'm like, nah, stop. Nigga, he was like, oh, my bad.
You take away the jabs, Tank landed more. Percentage was higher. I'm all about connection, but I think Tank did a better job in the fight. I gave Lamont maybe one of the early rounds. After round 6 or 7, I think Roach put in very good work and kind of matched whatever Tank was doing, or Tank matched whatever Lamont started doing. The technicality, bro, that one.